Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Brief. Israel is underwater. Torrential rains have flooded the country again, and now another man is dead, but this man died a hero.
תושבי נהריה היקרים, אני מבקש בכל לשון של בקשה לא לצאת מהבתים, לא להיכנס להרפתקאות, לא לנסות לחצות את הגעתון. אני נמצא עכשיו בשדרות הגעתון, לא ניתן לחצות אותו. ילדים שנמצאים במסגרות, אנחנו נאסוף אותם לבתים. אם צריך מזון, אנחנו נביא להם מזון לשם.
This is Nahariya, a northern Israeli coastal city bisected by the Gaton River, and it floods terribly every year. But this year is different. The city's been experiencing a 50-year spike, causing whole sections of the area to disappear under the current. But when 38-year-old Moti Ben Shabbat saw a couple of passengers screaming for help, he ignored warnings and jumped into action. According to Ben Shabbat's friend Meir Biton, people had become trapped in the car that was filling with floodwater. So the two went over and climbed atop the vehicle to help. Ben Shabbat, however, saw a baby chair in the car as well, and fearing that a baby was still inside, he jumped into the car. But that was the last time he was ever seen alive. Paramedics eventually pronounced Ben Shabbat's death hours after his disappearance, and on the banks of the Gaton River where his body had apparently drifted to. The people trapped in the car, though, a mother and son, are both alive, and they both have Ben Shabbat to thank. As for who to blame, most look up to city officials. Ben Shabbat is the fifth victim to the weather in Israel in just a week's time, following two others who were also carried away by the currents, and another couple who drowned in a Tel Aviv elevator. Is Israel entering the fray against Iran? Because it looks as if the Jewish state is inching very close, as US President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu discuss critical bilateral and regional issues following the Iranian attacks against US bases in Iraq and the US killing of IRGC commander Qasem Soleimani. And while no further details of the conversation have yet come out, Israeli leaders have also already signaled their support for America's actions.
קאסם סולימאני הביא למותם של אזרחים אמריקנים רבים וחפים מפשע רבים נוספים במהלך עשרות השנים האחרונות וגם בימים אלה. ואני רוצה להבהיר שוב שישראל עומדת לחלוטין לצידה של ארצות הברית במאבקה הצודק לביטחון, לשלום ולהגנה עצמית.
That said, we are talking of a potential war, so what do the average Israelis think? Well, while the United States and much of the rest of the world is harshly divided, most Israelis really do agree with Trump's recent actions. A new Pew Research survey shows that 71% of Israelis view President Trump favorably. Whether that translates into military action, though, is what remains to be seen. Israel has warned Iran not to involve the Jewish state in its quest to avenge Soleimani, and the security cabinet in Israel seems to believe that the best course of action so far is to stay out as much as possible. Speak softly, but carry a big stick. These are the words of President Roosevelt that have guided many world nations' diplomacy. But with Hezbollah to the north and Hamas to the south, Israel is swapping out the stick for something a little bit more high-tech. And it'll completely change the face of war as we know it. Now, lasers have long since captivated the imagination of futurists and sci-fi writers worldwide. But thanks to new Israeli technology 10 years in the making, high-energy laser beams capable of intercepting rockets and missiles are now making their debut in the field. And Defense Minister Naftali Bennett says that the laser sword makes Israel's security apparatus more lethal, more powerful, and more advanced than ever before. Previous attempts to create such lasers have all apparently failed to produce good results, but this breakthrough defense combines multiple long-range lasers into one strong beam, and it can be focused on long-range targets while overcoming clouds, dust storms, and other disturbances. Finally, best of all, officials explained that while missile interceptors, like even the Iron Dome, can run out, this system is never ending, as long as you have electricity. That's all for now, but for more news from Israel, remember to like ILTV on Facebook and on Instagram, and to subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.